We are live. Hey, welcome folks. James and Team Finish Strong, wrapping up stage 5 tonight. One of the last races of the stage. So I thought I'd go ahead and get this in under the wire. I'll tell you, work tonight had me almost miss an entire stage. Almost missed the stage tonight, but I got it together at the last second. I'm glad to be on and joining you guys tonight. So we are going to keep tonight's stage pretty easy. My reasoning for that, really trying to watch my fatigue. And frankly, today's just been enough stress on my body with respect to work that I think I just want to keep it short and simple and sweet tonight. Keep it like a stroll in the park, which it actually will be. It will be a stroll in the park tonight. So if you want to do a stroll in the park, feel free to join. It is the 701 group ride, the version of the Tour de Zwift Stage 5. So with the 8 minutes that we've got tonight, I just wanted to share, first of all, that I have a Zwift tips video that just got dropped within the last, I'd say, week or two. I'm going to link to it once this ride is complete and I get this this video uploaded to YouTube. I'll link to that. YouTube is probably the only place where you're going to be able to see it because Twitch does not retain videos for more than, I think, 2 weeks. So that being said, come on over and check it out. I've got some Zwift tips on there for folks like me who struggle a lot sometimes to maintain contact with the group. That certainly was my experience in Stage 5's race. It was pretty much a full gas effort for me from start to finish. And I had nothing left to give at the end. It was all left out there on the tarmac. Now, that being said, there are some strategies that you as a racer can use to economize your watts as much as possible. And one of the things that I can say about my races is I do believe I make the best use of the watts that I have. My watts per kilogram is hovering around 3.1, 3.2 FTP, which is right at the borderline of C and B category. And thankfully, the Lord has given me some insights on the on strategies to try to hang on and improve my results despite being at the bottom of the bracket. And some of my results reflect that. So I'm thankful for that. And so as such, check out that Zwift tips video. One of the things I wanted to point out as an addendum to that is the fact that dropouts are a very insidious thing. I just had a very brief dropout tonight. You can see it on my pain-o-meter. I did a little hill sprint about 6 or 7 minutes ago, and you can see the dropout in the middle of it. Now, that one was very brief, and it did not impact my momentum on the hill sprint. Others, though, that I've had have been devastating. The Stage 2, I believe, Innsbruck course, I had multiple dropouts that delivered the 1-2 knockout blows to me in staying connected to the group in that particular race. So I shared some Zwift tips on how to eliminate or reduce those. But this addendum tonight, I just want to add with some more specific details because I think I'm probably not the only one that this happens to. So if you're using a power meter on your bike, either a crank, pedal, or otherwise, because those use a built-in power source like a battery or rechargeable battery, they're not going to be able to provide as much radiating power or RF power as, let's say, a trainer that's got AC power always available. So the issue with dropouts is going to be seen more on power meters by nature. Now, tonight, I'm not exactly sure what that one brief dropout was. I did have, on another event, a dropout, and it occurred at exactly the same time that my head unit received a notification from my phone saying that I received a message. So since that communication is by Bluetooth, my suggestion would be to try to eliminate any Bluetooth in and around the vicinity of your computer. That would mean like head units that are talking to apps on their phones. If your computer has Bluetooth and you're not using it to communicate with your smart trainer, I suggest disabling your computer's Bluetooth. One of the things, well, oh, here I go. I don't think I was quite ready for that. But one of the things that eliminated the source of the annoying dropouts for me that I've had more recently was the fact that even though I'm connected hardwired at my computer, which, by the way, is the ideal setup if you are streaming, I did have my Wi-Fi adapter still turned on. So I believe that that was a source of potential RF interference, especially if the channel that it's using is the same channel that Amp Plus is transmitting on. So I turned that off, and that quieted down my dropouts considerably. Okay, yeah, Greg, I'll tell you, today's in response to your question, Greg, about the ride tonight. I really didn't know when I was going to ride, if I was going to ride today. Today's been kind of hectic from start to finish. It really didn't go according to plan at all. So I didn't even have much time to even announce the live stream. But Greg, we'll catch you on one of the future stages. I'm not sure. Let's see, 6 is Richmond. So that is a very short course. And if they do the sprint course, I will definitely be game to maybe doing a group ride with you on that. We can certainly do the UCI course as well if you want. And plan for it to be about 4 days out from now, roughly, if you want to get an estimate on the date of that. And I'm usually trying to do evening streams during the week, on the weekend, Saturdays and Sundays. It can be any time during the day. But so I guess saying that with respect to Stage 6's race, that'll probably be on Sunday, and I'm not exactly sure what time. Probably early to mid-afternoon is my guess. So you can check that out. And I think that's the UCI course. So I don't know what my chances are on that. I didn't fare too well the last time in the BCAT, but it'll be memorable for sure, at least for me. So tonight, the ride is going to be super easy. It's going to be a stroll in the park, as I would call it. Not looking to put any fatigue in the legs at all, especially if I want to do maybe some outdoor riding this weekend, which, by the way, here in the South, we're going to have some unseasonably warm weather in the 60s. I think even topping at 70 degrees Fahrenheit in the next day or two. So looking forward to some outdoor riding for a change. Especially since I got that pizza challenge out of the way. That was hard. That came down to the last ride practically. Did you make the pizza challenge, Greg? Did you get it? I suspect you probably did. So while I am not particularly fond of the New York course, I will say from a group riding perspective, it's probably not that bad. Racing is actually not too bad either, except they have a tendency to smash it more because there's no real places to get away significantly in this course, unless you're Ash Beach. If you saw Ash's stream early today, that was amazing. That was a fantastic race there he did. But so I think my main complaint, if I even have one in New York, is that the courses, the terrain is all fairly similar. It's just trees and road in a park in a city, and there's not much variety in the terrain. But unless you decide to go the Skyway, so it's a little more monotonous of a course for me. But I think the added element of the group ride here tonight will keep things spiced up enough. It'll be done and over before we know it anyway. All right, very good. I haven't seen the, what is it, socks? I thought it was a kit, but when I look closer in the fine print, it is a pair of socks, which I may never wear. Actually, I don't even really wear socks in Zwift. That's probably breaking a cardinal rule somewhere. I gotta fix that. Those legs, I'll tell you. Those Avatar legs, they are absolutely atrocious. So maybe it's pizza socks for me this week, the celebration of it. So 25-second lag. You know, Greg, I looked at that. I don't have any built-in lags on my stream at all. Any lag is probably a property of Restream and how well or how fast it can retransmit the chat. So I'm at the mercy of the powers of the internet on that one. So I guess that means you're going to have to think of what you want to say 25 seconds before you actually say it. And then you'll be on time. And I'm about to be dropped, as this course is notorious for. I think, given that I wanted to stay in zone 2 or 3, I may just let them drop me. I don't know. I am going up a slight grade. I might catch on to these guys. Come on, fellas. I'll tell you up. All right. All right, that's it. No more. Trying to keep it easy. All right. So, well, I'm not really sure how many laps of this particular circuit we have, or if there's any climbing involved, because this is not the same one that I did a couple of days ago. Any intel on this, Greg? You've done this one, I'm sure, already. Any big climbs? Please don't tell me there's a KOM at the finish. I'll have to pass on that one. I'll have to turn around. I'll find a way to do it. We got some folks wanting to push some watts here tonight. Not really sure where I want to be watt-wise. I'm going to let my heart rate do the talking tonight. I feel pretty good today. My legs didn't feel so hot this morning, last night into this morning. And I'm hoping not to punish them further. But I'll have to monitor that. They feel fine now, though. 2 laps, no big climbs. Same course as the race. Okay. See, the reason why I wonder about that, Greg, is because you said, I think the race was the Gotham Grind Reverse, and I thought tonight's B group ride said the park perimeter loop. So it was, you know, that's the problem with New York. All the courses seem almost the same. Although I do not remember going by a lake last time. I do not remember going by a lake. So it is different. Either that or I was suffering too much and I was in a delirium state. See, this kind of reminds me of where the KOM starts. It's like you come around this corner and then you head up into the sky, but that's not. Yeah, I can see it up ahead. You see that little bit of road there in the map view that's cut off? That's the KOM, the New York After Party KOM After Party route, which is blocked off except for races. So no danger climbing that tonight. And there it is. Say goodbye. My one frumie that I've had in my life happened on that route. You remember that, Greg? Were you watching on that live stream? I think it was the Off the Map tour. One of those stages. I missed the KOM stage, and felt kind of guilty about it. So I decided to do the makeup stage, which only had like, I think 10 people. So it was fairly easy to stay forward and up front. I'm not going to let this push me into zone 4. I'm going to back off a little bit here. All right. Well, smash that group right up. See if that heart rate comes back down. Should. It wants to, but it can't make up its mind. I'm actually using my wrist heart rate monitor. I didn't even feel like putting on my heart rate strap. So who knows if it's totally 100% accurate. And in fact, I know when it gets a little sweaty, it doesn't stay accurate. So we'll see. All right. Keeping the watts. We got a little bit of climbing on this course. More so, I think, than the Gotham grind, perhaps. It's always fall in New York. Greg, you are so right. Let's face it. That's when it's most interesting, I guess. It's got its most appeal. So, good for them to, there they go. We'll have to mark that one down for replay. 7:58. 200 mile an hour Zwifter. Getting stage 5 done. Nothing like an Ant Plus simulator to boost your stats. You know, one of these days, I hope Zwift figures out the secret formula to keeping blatant cheaters off of Zwift. At least the races. I don't care about the group rides. But at least on the races. I think that is going to be one of the big things that will continue to hold them back. And if I may be so blunt, the longer it takes for them to fix it, the more legit riders will become jaded about the platform. But I still love the platform, and I always I always ride or race under the presumption that the guys, or gals for that matter, that I'm racing against are competing fairly and legitimately. I always give them the benefit of the doubt. So, unless, of course, they zoom by at 200 miles an hour. No doubt there. But it's certainly a lot more fun and safe. Hey, Sonia in the chat, I see you there. Nice to see you. Hey, over there on Twitch. So for those of you who are platform agnostic, I suggest going over to Twitch. You can still chat. I can see your chat on Twitch just as easily as on YouTube. It'll come up in the live stream, so you can interact with other people. Frankly, I just think it has the potential for being a better experience for folks. YouTube is too twitchy, but I'm glad it's working tonight. So, we are cruising along here. Looks like we got about 30 minutes of this in total, I'm guessing, based on the percentage complete. And how am I doing? Let me see here. I know there's a way to look at your stats. Let me see here. No, I can't see it. No. Maybe it's this. Let me try this. See what this happens, if it blows it up or not. No, I didn't do anything. In fact, might have done something on my stream software. Whoops. Here I go again. All right, let's try this again. That does nothing. Okay. I wanted to be able to see the screen that shows what zone you're in, how you're doing, without having to actually manually go back to the menu. I don't see a shortcut for that. Let me see here. Taking a peek. No. All right. Oh well. Let's see how we're doing that. Give me a quick second, folks. Make sure I am compliant with what I want to do tonight. All zone 3. Okay. So we must be in a little bit faster group. Definitely not a complete chill group. So here, let's use it. Use it while we got it. Guy in front of me is pushing 4.5 watts. Give me a helping hand, that's for sure. Thank you. Thank you, sir. I'm getting a free ride up to the next group, basically. I can stay in my zone. All right. Yeah, so you worry about, like, when you say effort rate, do you mean watts or heart rate? So I'm guessing, if I would speculate, I'm sorry, back to your earlier comment. You always assume most are cheating. Well, if that's the case, Greg, how is it any fun for you, man? I don't think I could live with it if I thought that everybody was cheating. You know, but you know, there's nothing at stake, right? So you still have everything to gain and nothing really tangibly to lose. You know, I guess where I draw the line for me is when you plunk down money to be in a real life race. I think that's where I would draw the line at cheating. In terms of people tolerating it to a certain extent. I really feel that you really can't have any sense of accomplishment if you know that the medal on your wall was obtained through deceit or through cheating or not being in the right category. You know, for me as an amateur racer, it's not, I don't worry so much about doping, really, because who's going to do that for an amateur Cat 5 race? I hope nobody. But I have seen situations where people were blatantly above Category 5 still racing as beginners, which I feel discourages people from entering the sport, no matter what level or age you're at. But, you know, as someone who's entered the sport at an older age, there's less incentive for me to invest in it because my time is very limited. Investing my time in something where the sport isn't operated ethically, you know. So I do have a problem with that, or at least spending my money on promoting that and supporting that kind of culture. So, but you know, I think that the tides of ethics ebb and flow in organizations and cultures. So what may be a poor ethics of a particular culture or body or organization has the potential to change. People have the potential to change. So there's my soapbox for the night. But yeah, here in Zwift, it's all good. The little pixelated cups that you get are absolutely meaningless in the grand scope of things. And I'm violating my prime directive tonight. I dipped into zone 4. But yeah, so here in Zwift, it's more of an annoyance, right? When it especially affects the top end of a race, and you're part of that. But yeah, no harm, no foul. It will all sort itself out eventually, I think. Well, yeah, weight could certainly be a factor for some folks. It's super easy to do, right? But now, if you look like Vin Diesel, right, and you're claiming you're 60 kilos, you know, be forewarned, you're going to look a little hypocritical. But you know, I certainly don't cheat myself. I think you guys have experienced my journey along with me this year with respect to my smart trainer. I felt I was cheated, actually, by a training tool that really didn't live up to its promise, and still doesn't, actually. So that's why I had to invest in these pedals, which has been a godsend for me because I now really can see where I'm improving and how I'm improving, and I get cool dynamics like your cycling fade, power phase, and all that stuff, left-right balance, all that good stuff that data geeks like me thrive on. So, so that kind of has eliminated most of the problems for me. Well, you know what, Greg? That's very insightful. And while it is discouraging, I guess you could say, that is likely the case, there is an answer for that too. And I believe it's Jesus Christ. Probably correction. the most selfless person that has ever lived, in my opinion. But he has the answers for those selfish desires that we have in life. I hate to say it, but selfish ambition is definitely a root of a lot of different problems in life, from porch pirates to corporate espionage and all that kind of stuff. So, but enough of that. Like you, Greg, I live by a different standard, and by example. I hold up Christ as my example, and while I fall short of that every day, to some degree, as Paul says in one of his letters, I press towards the mark as it is. It's like a runner pressing towards a personal best. Like I forget his name, the one who broke the 2-hour record, marathon record. Might as well use this now. The one who broke the 2-hour marathon record did so, probably too late, too late to super tough it. Did so because he pressed towards a very specific mark to beat 2 hours. Couldn't have done it any other way. So, it's an important principle. And so explain the Neo to me. The tax Neo, right? Right, Greg, is what you're talking about? Now, I have to tell you that my trainer claimed the same thing. That it's accurate, not affected by temperature because it's an optical torque sensor, but yet I found that promise to fall short in reality. But the tax Neo definitely does not, huh? I might as well catch up to these guys. No sense letting another group pass me by. But so what is how I'm trying to remember the tax Neo. What kind of range does that fit into as far as smart trainers? It's direct drive for sure, I know that, right? Gotta wait 25 seconds, right? Direct drive probably, which class is it in? Is it competing against trainers like mine, the Elite Diretto, or is it more of a, oh, here we are at the K1 start yet. Or is it more of one that tries to go head-to-head with the Wahoo Kicker? Okay. So magnetic resistance, smart trainer, right? Obviously, it's interactive, I'm sure. But no calibration. So it too has a power meter built in. I'm gonna have to back this down. Be an interesting study for me. I know a lot of folks gravitate towards the kicker for different reasons, I heard. Accuracy, I think, is one of the biggest things manufacturers have to get right. Because if you don't have accuracy, your numbers are worthless. If your trainer's accuracy drifts over time, which most do, that's why they require regular calibrations, then you've got to stay on top of that constantly in order to avoid skewing your numbers. A difference of 15 watts is probably a year's worth of training, right? To gain, at least for me, gaining 15 watts would take at least a year of pretty active training to achieve. But Trainer can make that happen in a month if you're not calibrating it. So how do you know, right? How do you know if you're really improving? So Kyocure has a belt drive. All right. So so you're connected directly up to the resistance then. There's no secondary gearing on it or secondary pulley. No belt, in other words, right? On the Neo. That should make it quieter, I would think, right? I know this one has a belt. It's pretty quiet. You can hear mostly the cooling fan on it when you go faster. So, and my clickety clack chain. So we definitely got some folks that are still liking to push watts here. You know, most of the folks I'm with are 2.5 to 3.0, and that's definitely high end of tempo for me. So it's right about the high end of what I would want to be doing tonight. I can tell I'm getting a little bit of a workout here. Definitely not a true recovery ride for me tonight. So your Neo, okay, so it's got a support stand that creaks. And for the sprinter types like me that are always interested in high numbers, what's its top end resistance? You know, is it 1,000, 1,500, 1,800? Just curious. We're getting down to the final couple miles here. This is not a race. This is not a race. So let's see here. Let's see what the. I was going to say, that's not me. I don't have a mustache. There we go. I was like, when did I grow a mustache on Zwift? Did I forget to shave? Yeah, that was funny. Let's see, how far back can we go here? Let's zoom way out. I want to get to see some of the scenery beyond the trees here. You don't really get to see a lot of the city because of the trees, but so, all right, so 2,200 watts, okay. So that really puts it into the category of the kicker, essentially, in terms of performance. And 25 degrees of slope. I bet you love that feature on Out to Zwift, huh? You know, mine has, I think, 14 or 18%. And frankly, I still keep my trainer down at about 50%. I've tried it at 100%, and I tend the resistance, at least at the power levels I'm able to produce, the resistance is it's not really steady. It's not nice and super smooth. It's really like you're on cobbles almost. I never did like that feeling of being on cobbles while climbing, so I ended up just leaving it at 50%. Which means I'm probably never really fully experiencing the full resistance that the trainer can put out. So, which is fine for me. You know, like most folks, I think I take a middle of the road compromise between ability to spin and have more gears to work with than hitting true resistance. So. All right. Getting close to wrapping this one up. Another 5 to 10 minutes, right? Approximately. It's not all downhill, I'm sure. Okay. How do you like resistance at 100%, Greg? Do you do low cadence work? Is that your primary goal with the resistance? Like I said, for me, if I thought the resistance would be a little bit smoother, I think I'd turn it up more. But I tend not to like grinding out below 90. And especially so when I do it a lot, my knees don't like it too much. That and doing a lot of sprint practice, so I just have to compromise for where I am at on the spectrum of joint fitness, I guess. All right. It's coming down to the sprint. No, not really. No sprint required tonight. In fact, other than the distance, I really have no idea actually where the true finish is, because I don't know this course at all. Look at that. That's pretty cool. A little roundhouse. Merry-go-round. Okay. Brings back the memories. See the things you notice when you're not flying around at 30 miles an hour? So, have you noticed, Greg, that there is a distance bug again in Zwift? Okay, yeah. Well, more power to you, brother, with being a gear grinder, because that is a tough place to work out in. The real life climbs that I do have plenty of potential for that, and it just I don't know. For me, it's demoralizing, I think, because I can't push the kind of watts that I can if I can spin. That's probably true for everybody. But and so I feel like I should be able to do better, but I can't. You know, it's just maybe I don't do enough low cadence work to make that happen. But as I said before, it's a compromise I have to have here for the sake of my knees. We are at the finish. I don't know where it is. Oh, it's that little hill. So we didn't get to miss out on that. We still get to do a KOM finish. I'm just gonna mosey it on up here. Well, at least they got the finish line correct tonight. I think the last Zwift race I saw, it was off again. About a quarter mile, I think, perhaps, from the real finish. Very distracting. All right. You got some ride-ons? Okay. I'll be here all day. All right. That's it. Stage 5 done and dusted. Wasn't too bad, actually. You know, Greg, actually, I looked at my result in Zwift Power. It wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. So I was really happy with the last race overall. But we'll be on to Richmond we will see. Hope I do well at the race. You can check it out. I'll have it posted hopefully in the next 24, certainly in the next 48 hours, because I'm pretty sure it's going to be on Sunday. So keep an eye out for that. Guys, have a great start to your weekend. Take care. And as always, God bless, man. See you around.